Hi everyone, I'm Ginger.
And I'm EJ.
And we're here to bring another finance video from Team Arbo. We're content creators and startup business owners who love sharing our experience on personal finance, investing, business, and parenthood. If you like our videos, please subscribe, share this video, click on that notification bell, and leave a comment so that we can get to know each one of you, our dear viewers.
Today we'll be talking about how Ginger's credit card bill increased so much and how she dropped her 700,000 peso credit card debt to zero in 1 year.
To tell you honestly, I'm a bit embarrassed to share this with you because I know exactly what I did wrong. And let's just say they're not very good reasons. But I'll still share what happened with you so that you can learn from my mistakes. And after each mistake, we'll also talk about what we did to avoid making those mistakes again. The first mistake that I made was to mix business expense with my personal expenses. I knew that these business expenses can be reimbursed by the company anyway, so I used my personal credit card for a lot of them. But it took me a while to find the time to ask for reimbursement with the tons of things that I do every day. So instead of being paid right away, my credit card bill with both personal expenses and business expenses kept on incurring interest.
To fix that, we made sure that all expenses were charged to the company credit card. If you have a business, you can ask your bank for the requirements to open a company credit card. This will make it easier for everyone in the business since this will also lessen reimbursements, which is usually a manual process. So aside from being easy, your finance team will also be happy.
The next mistake was ordering too much takeout and delivery. Personally, I usually order food either because I feel lazy and I don't want to prepare anything, or I feel that good food is a reward for a hard day's work. Now, there is nothing wrong with enjoying what you earn, and we believe that food is not the worst way to splurge. But I think I overdid it. And so I always went beyond budget. We would reach 30 to 40,000 pesos for grocery and food delivery. And we just had 3 adults and 1 child this time in this house.
The way we fixed this was we set up a groceries and takeout budget for the family. We set that budget to 20,000 pesos and we consistently monitored our spending every week. The good thing about this is that this is a pretty easy to control expense. If I feel like ordering something, I just look at our budget, and if we have some left, we order. Otherwise, no choice, we cook.
The next mistake was not knowing where I stood in terms of my debt. I just kept delaying checking my bills. Honestly, there's a lot of anxiety involved in doing this, especially if you suspect that you spent a bit too much. In the long run though, by avoiding that quick pain, I was setting myself up for a bigger shock later on.
In this case, we really just had to bite the bullet. First, we did an audit of Ginger's credit card bills. We listed down all her credit cards and the interest rates for each, because not all credit cards are the same. They have different interest rates. We also looked for loans and searched for ones that offered lower rates than what Ginger had with her credit card. We worked on transferring the balance of Ginger's high-interest credit cards to the lowest interest loan that we found. So instead of paying 24% per year on the credit card debt, we were paying around 18% per year on the loan. Granted, the personal loan wasn't able to cover all of the debt, so some of it remained on the credit card. For that remaining amount, we looked at her other credit cards and we transferred the remaining amount to the lowest interest credit card.
By the way, remember to double check if the rate being offered is per annum, that means per year, or per month. 2% per month might sound lower than 13% per year, but if you convert them both to per year, 2% per month is actually 24% per year.
It's true. So with that in place, our next step was to keep up with the payments. There are 2 ways to pay off debt: the debt snowball method and the debt avalanche method. In both methods, the basic rule is that you must pay the minimum amount due of all your loans and cards. This will make sure that you don't incur any additional penalties and expense. Where they differ is where you put any extra money you have. With the debt snowball method, you use your extra money to pay the card with the lowest outstanding balance. The idea here is that you set mini wins for yourself along the way, and you get a psychological boost when you see your cards start getting to zero. With the debt avalanche method, you use your extra money to pay the card with the highest interest rate. This makes sure that you're cutting the total interest payments you're paying because you're getting rid of the high interest rate credit cards first. Ginger used the debt avalanche method.
Speaking of extra money, the last thing that I did was that I looked for extra income to pay off my debt. Now that was really hard. I already had a busy day with my startup and a lot of work in my events management company. But aside from that, I would still create content for brands and advertisers. We also got into this KonMari method and we discovered that we had so much stuff in brand new condition but weren't being used. I sold all those in Carousel. Between my influencing gigs and my occasional selling, I had extra money that I used to pay off my debt using the debt avalanche method.
And that's basically everything we did to pay off Ginger's credit card debt. Now, it doesn't mean that we hate credit cards. In fact, you can still use credit cards to your advantage when you know how to use them correctly. We'll talk about how to use credit cards properly in one of our future videos.
We hope that you learned a lot today and we hope that you can finally pay off that credit card debt. If you like this video, please hit that like button, share this video, comment below.